Good morning, students. Today we begin a fourth unit in our syllabus. Fourth unit is very important unit because it speaks a lot about your present life situation. Okay, your present. Okay, that's adolescence. Okay, adolescence is a period that just follows teenage. So you are all teenagers. So it is a period, the teenage period or also the adolescent period, in which we have so many doubts. We have doubt about our own future. Okay, we have got doubt about our own future, and we have got doubt about our own personality. Okay, and there are many of you who could even go through some kind of inferiority complex. It happens to everybody. It's a part of age. It's a gene that is working. Okay, if you know how to overcome and handle all those stress and so on, doubt, you'll have doubt, stress, and then confusions. Okay, so if you know how to handle these one, then your present age will be the most happiest, no, I could say the happiest moment of your life. Okay, now here you see the picture, the boy with pimples. No, it happens, no? He's thinking about something. Okay, so someone is asking, what are you so grumpy about? What are you why are you so serious? Well, no, you should, I mean, it is a period where you can really you can be happy, you can enjoy, you can dance, you can jump, but still why you are sad? It happens, we'll never know sometimes why we are sad. Okay, right, now here we will talk about what we actually do during this period of time. Sometimes we do so many mistakes. Okay, mistakes we do, but even though we know that it's a mistake, but we'll never ever own our mistake. Okay, we don't own our mistake. Okay, and we always try to justify what we have done. Okay, so the first lesson given to us is Swami is expelled from school. It's a short play, short lesson about this boy Swami and how he is expelled. You know, meaning of expel, to forcefully send someone, okay, someone out, that is expel. Okay, now we'll go back to the lesson. We will discuss as to what happens to him. Okay, reading A, Swami is expelled. Expel, you know the meaning of expel, to forcefully send someone out, that we call as expel. Swami is expelled from school. The headmaster entered the class with a slightly flushed face. What's the meaning of flushed face? When you are angry, your face shows. Okay, it will be reddened, or it will look as if no, you are so terrible. No, your face will actually show your feeling of anger. Okay, we say no, face is index of mind. When you are anger, your face is actually flushed. Okay, that we call as flushed. So headmaster is very angry when he enters into the classroom, and had a ominous look. What's the ominous look? A look that is very superior. Ominous means no, ominous means here, I'll just write it. It means, sorry, it means a superior look. Since he is a HM, he is a bit gives a superior, superior, superior look. Okay, ominous look in his eye. Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but there at that moment. So Swaminathan is really afraid. He has got fear. He is so fearful. He wishes, he thinks, okay, he is wishing that he could have been anywhere other than here. Okay, because he has to face the full anger, wrath of the headmaster. The headmaster surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked, what's the meaning of survey? To look around. Around. Okay, to look around is what we call as surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked, are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday? He's asking a question. Are you not ashamed? What's the meaning of ashamed? To feel shame. Ashamed means to feel shame. Shame. Okay. Now he's asking, no, are you not? Don't you feel shame to come and sit in the class after doing something? Okay. Someone has done something. Okay. So he is pointing out. Okay. Right. Just a special honor to them. He read out the names of dozen students or so that had attended the class. Okay, now what happened after the question? He takes a list and then he is reading the names of dozen. No, let us say some 12 students. Okay, after that he read out the names of those that had kept away and asked them to stand on their bench. Okay, so after reading their name, he is asking those people to stand on their benches, chairs. He felt that punishment was not enough and asked them to stand on their desk. Okay, first he is asking to stand on the bench. Then he says, "No, it's not so. You stand on your desk." Okay, so you know the difference between bench and then desk. Bench is where you sit. Desk is where you keep your notebook and then you write. Okay, so he is asking them to stand on the desk now because he wants to give them enough punishment for what they have done. Okay. Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at the eminence. What happened? What's the meaning of humiliated? To feel, once again, no, to feel ashamed. No, if someone scolds you in front of everyone, you feel humiliated, you feel ashamed. Okay, it's the meaning of humiliation at that eminence, at the command. Then they were lectured. What's the meaning of lecture? No, when a teacher gives you advice, okay, that's a lecture. Okay, now here they are lectured. Okay, the HM is saying something. When it was over, they were asked to offer explanation one by one. Once he has finished his saying, he is asking them to give explanation one by one as to what happened, why they were not present. What happened then? One student said that he had an attack of headache and therefore could not come to school. First one says, I have headache and therefore I couldn't come to school. He was asked to bring a medical certificate. So what happened? Then HM says, okay, now to prove that you really had headache, go to the doctor and then get a medical certificate and come with all the prescription that you were taking for your headache. Second boy says that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. Second one says, I was coming to school, sir, but someone came and told me there is no school today, holiday, and therefore I went back, he says. Then what happened? The headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer who said there would be no school, he deserved to be flogged. Okay, now he says, if you are going to listen to everybody, loafer means anybody, the person whom simply you see on the road, okay, that's a loafer. Okay, so if you simply listen to anybody saying that you don't have any school, then you deserve. Okay, you really deserve means you actually need. Deserve means someone who needs. Okay, needs to be flogged. Flogged means to beat with a cane, with a stick. Okay, anyway, why did he not come to school and verify? No answer. The punishment was pronounced. 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. Now what happened? Again he's asking, okay, now you heard from someone and then you said, okay, no school. Then you should have come and verified. Why didn't you do so? Then the boy doesn't answer. Then what happened? Now the HM pronounces the judgment. Okay, he says, what's the judgment or the punishment? The first one is that he has to for him 10 days attendance cancel, which means 10 days is absent from the school, which is a very bad remark on his part. And then 2 rupees fine. Okay, so second is 2 rupees fine. And the third punishment is that he has to spend the rest of the day on the desk. He has to stand till he goes home. The third one said that he had an attack of headache. The fourth said he had a stomach ache. The fifth and said that his grandmother died suddenly. just as he was starting for the school. Okay, so each one is giving one reason. The third one says I have a headache. Fourth one says I had so much stomach ache. Fifth one says my grandmother died. Usually we kill our grandmothers. No, although he says my grandmother died. Okay, then what happens? The fifth day, grandmother died suddenly as he was starting for the school. Headmaster asked him if he could bring a letter from his father. Then he says, I have no father. Then, who was his guardian? He's asking. Then, okay, your grandmother died. Okay, then you have no father. Who is your guardian? Who is taking care of you? His grandmother. He says, my grandmother. Then the HM says, but your grandmother was dead, was she not? Okay, you say your grandmother is your guardian, but she's already dead. Okay, then what the boy says to manage? So he says, no, it was another grandmother. He says, no, it's not that grandmother, it is another grandmother who died. Then the headmaster asked, how many grandmothers a person could have? He's asking. Okay, you say your grandmother is your guardian. Okay, but you were absent from the school because your grandmother died. Okay, and now you say that that grandmother is different grandmother. Okay, how many grandmothers you have? He's asking, and now he doesn't give any answer. No answer. Could he bring a letter from his neighbors? He's asking. Can you please bring a letter from your neighbors as a proof that your grandmother really died? Then he says, no, sir, I could not. None of his neighbors could read or write. He says, no, none of my neighbor can write. None can read either. Because he lived near the illiterate part of Yellaman Street. He says, no, I am from a very illiterate street, sir. My neighbors cannot read, they cannot write anything. He says. Then the headmaster offered to send a teacher to the illiterate locality to ascertain from the boy's neighbors if the death of the grandmother was a fact. Now the HM, he wants to somehow find out whether he is telling the truth. He says, okay, now fine, your neighbors are illiterate. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to send a teacher to your locality, to your place, just to find out whether your grandmother really died. Okay, then there is a pause. Okay, some perspiration. What is the meaning of perspiration? You sweat when you are really afraid, you really sweat. Okay, so perspiration means sweat. SWEAT, sweat. And then the answer that the neighbors could not possibly know anything about it since the grandmother died in the village. The headmaster hit him on the knuckles with his cane, called him a street dog, and pronounced judgment, 15-day suspension. Then that boy says, no sir, please do not send, because no one will know, no one will know about my grandmother's death because she died in her village. Okay, now he has somehow found out that fellow is lying, he is not telling the truth. Okay, so what happens? He starts hitting him, and then the punishment was he is suspended from the school for 15 days. When Swaminathan's turn came, he looked around helplessly. So what happened now is Swaminathan. So he is standing on the desk and he is supposed to answer to the HM. Rajam sat on the third bench in front and resolutely looked away. He was gazing at the blackboard intently. So Swaminathan's friend Rajam is just sitting in front of him. Okay. Now Swaminathan is looking at him for some help, because each fellow is giving a reason, and then somehow he is able to escape, okay, from the bigger thing that is said to come. But Swaminathan still he has not thought of a valid reason. Okay, he is looking at Rajam for support, but Rajam simply looking away from him. So what happened? But yet the back of his head and the pink ears were visible to Swaminathan. Still he sees sees his friend Rajam. It was tolerable sight. Sight intolerable means something that you cannot accept. Intolerable, can't accept. Intolerable sight. Swaminathan was in acute suspense lest that head should turn and fix his eyes on his. Okay, now he's just standing as a stone. Okay, he felt that he would drop from the desk to the floor. He is so scared that he will fall down from the desk to the floor. if that happened. Then the pink ears, three benches of made him incapable of speech. If only somebody would put a blackboard between his eyes and those pink ears. What's the pink ear? The pink ears of the headmaster. Okay, now it is coming. HM is slowly coming to Swaminathan. He was deaf to the question that the headmaster was putting to him. Okay, now HM is asking him, headmaster is asking him about why he was absent. Okay, now he is just standing without giving any response, as if he is a deaf person. Okay, a rap on his body from the headmaster's cane brought him to himself. Then what happened? Headmaster started hitting him. Okay, rap means hit on his body. Then he just aware that finally it is happening. Why did you keep away yesterday? HM is asking, why didn't you come yesterday? Then looking up, then Swaminathan's first impulse was to protest that he had never been absent. Okay, now first one he says, so he wants to say, no, I was present, I was never absent. Okay, protest means to say against. AGINST, against, to speak against. Okay, so that's a protest. Okay, right. Now Swaminathan says, no, he wanted to say, no, I wasn't absent, I was present. Then, no, I was stoned. He says, no, I was stoned. I tried to come, but they took away my cap and burnt it. Many strong men held me down when I tried to come. When a great man is sent to a gaol, I am surprised to see you a slave of Englishmen. Didn't they cut off Decca Muslim slaves of slaves? These were some of the disjointed explanation. Now he is simply giving an explanation which he doesn't understand. Okay, so he says, no, as I was coming, I was stoned, I was taken as a prisoner, and then they were asking so many questions and so on. Okay, right. Now all these things were coming, then he was thinking of all these things, which one to stay, which one to say. Then he had wanted to mention, finally he wanted to say about a headache, but he found to his distress that others beside him had one. He wanted to say, I had a headache and therefore I didn't want to come. But even before him, many started saying the same thing. Okay, then the headmaster shouted. He was keeping quiet, no, he did not give any answer, he was just thinking of some answer. All these things are not going through his mind. Okay, but still he couldn't find one. And then headmaster started to shout, won't you open your mouth? Will you not open your mouth? He brought the cane sharply down on Swaminathan's right shoulder, and Swaminathan kept staring at the headmaster with tearful eyes, massaging with his left hand the spot where the cane laid. Again, he gave him another rap on his body, and he feels really painful. He is actually crying. Okay, now he is staring at the headmaster with a tearful eye. Then what happens? I will kill you if you keep on staring without answering my question. So headmaster says, I will kill you if you are not going to answer my question. You are simply staring at me, looking at me. You don't stare means to look. To look. You are not really responding me. Then he says, I couldn't come. He stammers, means not speaking properly, no speaking with so many cuts, that we call a stammer. He says, no, I could not come. Then he says, is that so? Is it so? Bring the peon. So he is asking for someone to go and get the peon of his servant. Swaminathan thought, what? Is he going to ask the peon to thrash me? Now he is thinking, no, is he going to ask peon to hit me? If he does anything, any such thing, I will bite everyone dead. Then he is thinking, if peon is going to hit me, in his place, I am going to bite everyone. I am going to kill everyone. He is thinking. Swaminathan is thinking. Then peon came. Okay, the peon is there. Headmaster said to him, now say what you know about this rascal on the desk. Now he is asking the peon to say what the peon wanted to say about Swaminathan. Then what happened? The peon eyed Swaminathan with a sinister look. Okay, sinister means with a malevolent, MELEVOLEN, with a look that has ill feeling. Okay, an ill feeling look. Sinister look means ill feeling look that always betrays punishment, hitting or scolding and so on. So grunted means you speak within yourself, that we call as grunt. And demanded, didn't I see you break the pane? So peon is looking at Swami and says, I saw you breaking the pane. What's the pane? The window glass of the ventilators in my room, added the headmaster with a jest. Okay, now someone had broken the ventilators of HM's room. Okay, there is a glass in the ventilator, someone has broken it. Okay, now HM is supporting the peon. Now what happened? Now there is no escape, no chance of escape for Swaminathan because he is caught. He kept staring foolishly till he received another whack on his body. He is not responding now. He knows they have found out that I have really broken the window pane. Okay, ventilator span. Okay, now he is just standing there. Okay, again he is getting another beating from the headmaster. The headmaster demanded what young brigand means thief or rowdy, rowdy or thief brigand had to say about it. The brigand had nothing to say. Swaminathan, he knows he is caught. Okay, so he cannot say anything. He has nothing to say. It was a fact that he had broken the pan. They had seen it. There was nothing more to it. He had unconsciously became defiant and did not care to deny the charge when another whack came on his back. Okay, now he knows he's caught and therefore he doesn't want to open his mouth and say anything. Okay, now what happened? Again he got another hit and then he says, don't beat me, sir, it pains. Now he openly says, sir, don't beat me, it is paining, he says. This was an invitation to the headmaster to bring another cane 4 times again. Okay, after hearing this one, headmaster is really wild. Again he is beating him. Okay, again he gave him 4 hits. Then he said, keep standing here on this desk, staring like an idiot till I announce your dismissal. He says, okay, I'm going to punish you. Okay, you keep standing on the desk till I announce your dismissal, your suspension, he says. Then every pore in Swaminathan's body burned with a touch of the cane. Now he really feels pain. Whole body is paining now because of the hits that he got from the cane, the stick of headmaster. Yes, he had sudden flood of courage. Now he is very courageous now. Okay, the courage that comes out of desperation. See, when you meet a situation in which you really want to escape, but still you cannot escape, what you actually do, you have courage to simply to face that situation. Okay, come what may. Okay, tejavu we say, tejavu, come what may, come what may. Okay, it's a tejavu feeling. Okay, that we call as desperation. So what happens now? He restrained the tears that were threatening to rush out, jumped down, grasping his books, rushed out muttering. Now what happened? He became very courageous enough. Okay, got down from his desk, grabbed all his took all his books, his bag and everything, and then he muttered. Okay, he's saying, I don't care for your dirty school. I'm not really worried about your dirty school. I hate your dirty school. I don't care for your dirty school. And then what happens? Saying that he runs out of the class. He is very angry, and then he runs out, and then with that he discontinues his school. Okay, it is a short lesson that talks to you how sometimes youngsters, not the teenagers, the adolescent, okay, they really do not know that what they do is wrong. Okay, they have to listen to their elders, they have to follow what advice that they give. Okay, right. Swaminathan is an example of what any one of you can go through or right now going through. Okay, so with that we complete this lesson, and you have the meanings in context. You are supposed to memorize everything, part of your exam. Then you have got comprehension. So read the lesson. You have to read the lesson and then answer all these questions like comprehension. Okay, then we'll move on to the grammar in the next video presentation. Thank you.